at the National Opera House. Yeah.
I'm very thankful. I can't believe that I'm standing on the steps of the Paris Opera House.
Yeah.
And did a pirouette.
Pirouette.
Everything I've ever wanted.
I am so happy for you. You want to do one more pirouette for the camera?
Yeah.
You want to get it? That was beautiful.
Had no right. He didn't need to go that hard.
The opera is finished. Tragic. And it was beautifully done.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Oh, it was absolutely gorgeous. That was just wonderful. Oh, beautiful. I want that to be me. I just want that to be me.
To finish our final night.
Yes. Oh, it was beautiful.
We're leaving for Italy.
Yay!
Gelato toast.
Shorten the line at other places.
Trying to get Florence. It's not working out though.
Yeah. Yeah. The Ultimate Lender chocolate store, so if you're a chocolate-aholic, like, this is heaven. From this trip?
As far as takeaways, I would say I've learned so much about culture, art, and history. Pretty much everything that we learned in Professor Meriwether's class is replicated here, but tenfold. So it's really coming to life, that history. It's like you're living in the moment of when this art came to life.
I feel like I have a better understanding, like a better narrative, a timeline narrative of like just modern history, like a whole timeline, you know, from like the Renaissance era to now. And it was really helpful to be able to see like the transitions in art and like the transition in the architecture and everything, and how all three like different countries kind of connect together to form one narrative.
Yeah.
The best thing that I've learned on this trip is understanding how to have an appreciation for art. You know, because we learned a lot about how because we learned about all of this stuff in class, and it gave me a better appreciation for art. And so, one big takeaway I have from this entire
Good evening, ladies and
experience.
gentlemen. Welcome to United Flight 3545, non-stop service to Columbus. My name is Al. I'll be assisting you this flight. We're still waiting for passengers to deplane. As soon as that is done,
My one big takeaway from this entire experience is that learning about things before you go to see them gives you a better appreciation, and as you get a better appreciation for experiences,
Okay.
This is
I'm back.
One thing I learned on this trip was that I comprehended a lot more material in class than what I thought I did.
Super. And what's one thing you learned on this trip?
One thing I learned on this trip was subways are harder than it looks, and we
customer Nvidia.
subways are harder.
Flight 3711.
Oh, I learned so much.
We're also going to
And I
pre-board
think
military
because of, like,
personnel,
making the connections
global
all
services,
that I saw was
families with
incredible.
children under 2 years of age.
I've learned about a
One
lot of
team
that
members
stuff
may
in
pre-board.
class, but to be able to see it in person and make those like connections was really, really great. It was just like an unforgettable experience.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw some of like the 7 wonders of the world. We saw the Colosseum, and we walked through ancient ruins in Rome, and went through concentration camp in Berlin. It was just a harrowing experience, but it was also so important.
Very
It
much.
really changes your perspective on it.
Very much so.
Europe is, Europe. Unfortunately, we're all very tired, so I think it's very hard to form coherent thoughts.
I get that. Mike, any takeaways?
I definitely have an appreciation for international travel, and I think it's something that everybody needs to do at least once in their life, but it really gave me an appreciation for actually where I live in the United States now, because I just love the rights that we have, everything. I just have a much better appreciation for the United States.
When it comes to traveling, learn as much basic phrases of their languages as possible, because it makes it, one, more easier to communicate with them, but also it's more respectful that way. 2, get used to walking a lot and make sure you have a good sense of direction, and you know that you can just keep up with the group, and that you're in that mindset to go.
Oh, I would say absolutely 100% do it. Like, you're not going to get a better opportunity as far as funding and like organization, because just seeing the amount of things that we saw all at once, that's really like not possible, or very, very difficult if you're planning it yourself.
I agree with that. That's very good advice.
Super. Okay.
Don't stay up too late. Your first few nights there, just because you're excited, you're gonna want to get sleep, because the amount of stuff you do in the short amount of time that you're there is just insane. And if you don't get enough sleep, then it doesn't matter like how interesting the thing is. If you're too tired, it's not gonna matter. But definitely take care of yourself. Keep healthy, drink water, get as much sleep as you possibly can, take care of your feet for sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for your patience. We're ready to
And be
start
prepared
pre-boarding. Flight
for anything to happen,
3545
like
Columbus.
delays in flights,
Passengers with disabilities are welcome to
trains,
pre-board
metros
this
being
time.
messed up. Just be prepared. Traveling is hard.
I would argue I've learned a little bit about different languages too, and different dialects. So I think that I've learned how to communicate a lot better just in the past couple days I've been here, and just learning, like I said, about culture and like what it's like, you know, on the other side of the fence for someone else, or the other side of the world for that matter.
Yeah. Super. Okay, anything else you want to say?
Definitely worth the trip. It's definitely worth your time. It's such a good opportunity. You might not ever get an opportunity like this ever again in your life, so definitely take the chance to get the education, to get the experience. It's definitely worth it.
This helps me be able to adapt to different personalities. So I think that learning how to travel with a ton of different people who you may not be friends with outside of class is like really important for the work field. I think that will help me in the future.
I saw Tosca, it's a Puccini opera in Berlin, and on the cast list were people that my music teacher had seen at the Metropolitan Opera the last time he was there. So these people travel the world, and being able to see like, okay, it's outside of America, I can go anywhere, I can perform anywhere, kind of gives me more hope and helps me understand that, you know, there are so many opportunities in my industry, and a lot of people say there aren't, but there are.
There are.
It's given me a better appreciation for the arts, definitely. Like I definitely kind of took the arts for granted, but seeing all the incredible art has been amazing. But the architecture was something incredible.
Architecture.
So Europe was a great experience, and I loved it.
We got bored.
All right, let's do it.